They have the hard-hitting analysis.
I'm anti-injury, so maybe this won't work out.
Kyler's only playing one tight end this week, so that's probably going to help him out a lot.
They tell it like it is.
That's not what I needed, Grandma Nut.
All right, the hipster fantasy player.
I don't do anything.
Their listeners love them.
Found all your charts boring, to be frank. Caitlin was the star of the show.
They break down all the statistics.
20 points. That doesn't quite add up. Maybe he had 93.
This is the Snick Snack Sports Podcast.
Here we... All right, Snickers, help me out.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Happy NFL Week 12. How are you doing today, Nate, now that we're together?
Yeah, doing great, Snickers. We actually got 4 of us here in the apartment, so you can see the normal view with me and Nick, and then Kyle and Shane are right across the table, showing you the other half of my apartment. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, yeah. First foursome.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
First time for everybody, I think.
Yeah, I like your FBI witness protection program of the sound there, Nate. Really added je ne sais quoi to the opener.
No worries, the listener can't hear it. That's only for me to love and enjoy. So we've got a big show for you tonight. We're going to be going through the whole show, the 4 of us, go over the bets, which are not going my way this year.
Spoilers.
Yeah, some upsets, some news, and we have an elimination already in week 11. So let's get into it. What happened with our bet last week, Snickers?
Yeah, no, our bet was another unfortunate one for Nate, honestly. I know I had a lot of unfortunate ones last year, but he picked Devon Achane. I picked Raheem Mostert to get more points, and Achane went out in the first quarter and didn't come back, unfortunately. So Mostert kind of by default won that bet, so I'm up 7-4 right now.
Yep, so can still come back. We've got through week 17, I think, of bets. And my team is beating your team in the regular season, which matters to me more. So this week I am playing a little safer, though. Been going a little risky on the bets. It's just going to be Allen versus Mahomes.
Yeah, top 2 quarterbacks in the league. Who's going to get more points? Allen against the Philadelphia Eagles, and Mahomes going up against the scary Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, so a little bit of a safer bet. We had not very options this week because we're filming on a Friday. It's already been 4 games. That's about half the games this week. A little fewer. But yeah, what do you guys think? Kyle and Shane, who's going to take it, Mahomes or Josh Allen?
Take a little exception to saying those are the top 2 quarterbacks. Tim Boyle.
By default. Tim Boyle did throw a 99-yard touchdown.
Yes.
Just hours ago.
Tim Boyle's college stats are incredible. If you want to look him up.
At Western Indiana or something?
He went to UConn and somewhere else.
Dan Orlovsky product, gotcha.
He's got like a 1-to-3 touchdown to interception ratio. Somehow made it to the NFL.
I think he technically threw more touchdowns than Tua today, right? Threw like 1 to his own team and 1 to the
He's pulling on old Bryce Young there, where Deron Bland is the second most touchdown catches on the Carolina Panthers, and he plays for the Cowboys.
But yeah, this bet's pretty fair. Raiders have picked up the defense a little bit since they got rid of Josh McDaniels, so it'll make it a little tougher there than it was early in the year. But
you going with Mahomes? I know you have Josh Allen on your team, so
you have Josh Allen. He is the experience, so you never know what you're going to get with him.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good about Allen. He has the rushing that Mahomes does not have, and so even though Mahomes might be remembered as the greater quarterback, fantasy-wise, it's been Allen for years.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be really interesting. And just in case you guys didn't know, he has Josh. I have Pat.
That's correct. Now let's take a look at the standings because they've been treating me very favorably recently. Now second place in the league, 7-4. I'm facing first place team mid-tier Nick this week. If I beat him, I believe I would have to beat him by what's our point differential here? 50 points basically or 40 points to pass him in the standings. But I'm feeling pretty secure in the playoff spot now. 95% chance. Yeah. Now a couple of you other guys, I think all 3 of you are currently not in the playoffs. No, that's not true. Kyle, you are in the playoffs after well, we should talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
But we had, I think, our league's first in my memory, stat correction win change. What happened there, Kyle?
Yeah, so Monday Night Football came and went, and I lost to Katie by 0.6 points, which was quite devastating, but props to her. She had a good week. And then was enjoying my Thanksgiving with my family yesterday, sending a few texts back and forth with Nick, Ducky Nick. I know we have a few Nicks in our league. And he let me know that I actually won last week, which was strange for him to say. Lo and behold, I go and look, and yeah, there was a stat correction. My defensive player was awarded a pass defense that he originally was not given. So my 0.6 defeat turned into a 0.4 victory, which I mean, that's extremely lucky. Probably the most lucky thing to ever happen to me in all of my years playing fantasy football. So I don't know. I mean, that feels definitely a little grimy in a way. That I lost for like 3 days, and then all of a sudden I won. So that's very weird, but I don't. That's I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, currently you're in 6th place. How does that propel you forward? There's 4, 7, and 4 teams right in front of you. You think you're gonna be able to get ahead of a lot of them moving forward here?
I do. I mean, I remember coming on the show last year, and like I was very pessimistic about my team, even though I probably had a better record. It's kind of the opposite this year. I honestly feel quite good about my team. I think we're rounding into form right now. I know Lamar's kind of been letting me down, but Jameer Gibbs has been picking it up. Tyreek Hill, another huge day today. So, I mean, I think got a lot of depth at running back, got the best wide receiver. So I like my team this year.
Yeah, I mean, the one who Katie obviously was the obvious victim, but her chances of making the playoffs were already a little bit worse than the real victim, I think, of Kenny. He was in the playoffs as of Wednesday, not as of Thursday. And he has one of the stronger teams in the league. And I think we'll be talking about correction gate for a long time to come.
Yeah, I believe there's a little bit more to this that we're not talking about. The commissioner, Matt, Katie, are married. I think there could be a little bit of a lover's quarrel there. And the stat correction came in because Matt was upset with Katie.
You think that just because Matt lost to Katie 3 years in a row, he's really upset about that?
I believe he is. He wants to up his chance of making the playoffs. He could have also been going after Kenny because he, wants a better chance of going in the playoffs. He has a thing with Kenny going on right now. We don't know. Well, what we don't know is that this is not above board.
No, I thank you for bringing that to our attention, Shane. What we do know is that very suspiciously, Matt's chances to make the playoffs went from 0% to 1% after this move.
Yeah. Big moves for him. Next, it'll be 2%.
So, no, I mean, I'm hopefully a unbiased body will be looking into this. At the moment, our only investigator is Matt. And he has been a little bit lackadaisical on some of our other bigger scandals of the year, including Campgate.
Yeah.
I want some accountability for Campgate.
Yeah.
Too many others to be named.
Brandenburg Gate, yeah.
A lot of gates in the league this year.
I feel Matt is just too busy snowboarding to care. And we need a real commissioner to step up and take charge here.
According to his fantasy team name, it is snowboarding season. So,
Yep. I bet he's snowboarding right now.
I guarantee it. 100% right now. 6:39 p.m., 4:39 p.m. Mountain. He is snowboarding right now.
All right.
But now you two are tied right now, Snickers and Shane, at 4 and 7. They actually think that Snickers has slightly a leg up at 2% chance. What's the deal?
He did beat me, so that could be why.
Yeah, no, I did beat Shane a couple weeks ago. I really went into last week against Kyler, who's the worst team in the league, just got eliminated after this week, even though he got a win against me. And I thought I was going to be able to beat him and get a 3-game win streak at the middle of the season here. But unfortunately, that was not to be. So I'll have to win my last 2 matchups against, I think, Kenny, Matt, and John, the last 3 matchups to secure myself a playoff spot.
You're playing Kenny this week?
I am. We're both at 60 points already. So
very, very much rooting for you.
I'm going up against Katie, so Matt, if you're listening, you can work your magic again.
You just need to pick up Aziz Al-Shahir, Shane. He's obviously the league winner.
Yeah. I had a lot of bench players go off, so just it doesn't really matter. I guess whoever's on the bench is gonna have a good game.
Honestly, I probably do need a better defensive player, Shane.
No, I'm sticking with Jack Campbell.
He's got 4 points again this
week. He got 3.5 points last night.
It is certainly in Matt's control to put one of your bench players in a starting spot. I believe he's the only one who can retroactively do that. So, if Matt's listening, yeah. Is Switchgate on the way, folks? I don't know, but it's a kind of a losing your out situation for you both. Now, just going back and looking at the last week's matchups, obviously here, this was the Kyle versus Katie matchup we were talking about. The person in question, Aziz Al-Shahir, 7 points. A modest game, but certainly more than 6 points.
It was 6 at one point, no?
What is the official name of this game? What gate are we assigning this? Just
Correction gate.
correction gate.
But a big win for Kyler, and he lost anyways, which means he actually was eliminated last week.
Right.
But
Or enough people that he needed to
Yeah.
lose didn't lose. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, Kyler had a big win this week. He was limited anyways. I did play Shane, and we had a bit of a dump fest here.
That's what we call a Nick Adams matchup.
Below, I have not yet won under 100 points. So if anyone out there is saying crying foul,
Well, you also picked him on A-Chain. I think that was a hex on your part in your bet last week.
I
Knowing that he was gonna fall off because of how bad you're doing in your bets this year.
that was not considered. So yeah, my team was pretty paltry this week. I think almost the highest scorer was my IDP player TJ Edwards, who's been awesome this year. Jalen Hurts came through the last minute. I don't know if you were watching the numbers creep up there, but Jalen Hurts had 0 points at halftime, and I was down by 12 at that point, which was very scary. But let's see. We had a bit of some close ones.
Yeah.
Olive Man narrowly lost to Carson. That's going to be important for seeding. I think Carson is technically beating Ducky now.
Yep.
In the standings. Kenny destroyed Matt. That's not surprising. And mid-tier Nick narrowly ousted John, which came down to probably John's continued insistence on playing Russell Wilson, who has been very average in fantasy quarterback land this year.
John is upset about this, by the way. I was talking to him the other day. He didn't want to lose Nick Adams, and he did. So
because everyone measures their success year by year, whether they beat Nick Adams or not.
hey, not my success. I was good long before I kept beating him. So
I mean, John also decided to play Okonkwo, who I don't think he's really done anything this year on the tight end side. I mean, Kyle Pitts is on bye, but you live and you learn, John. But tell us a little bit about the news this week, Snickers.
yeah, there's a couple big injuries. Michael Thomas just went on IR, and Luke Musgrave went on IR before yesterday's game. Unfortunate. Joey Bosa on IR on the Chargers defense. That's going to be a big one. Aaron Jones didn't play, yesterday during Thanksgiving. He'll probably come back soon, just like Devon Chen's probably coming back soon, maybe next week, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, a little bit lighter on the news than usual, which is always a good thing. But now, before we get into the next week, let's hear a quick word from today's sponsor.
Is your voice not being heard? Do you feel leadership is inadequate? Think it's time for a change? Because we at John Caniford Commissioner do. Matthew Berluti has been resting on his laurels for far too long. He has overseen botched rule changes, a disregard for common decency, and even allowed Nate Soames into the league. How many more years do we have to take this? The answer is none. Vote for me, John Canna, and I'll take this league where it needs to go, to the moon. Paid for by Commissioner Canna, the Canacoo, and D-Line.
Next one. Looked out.
Well, no, thank you, John. A very timely ad. I think the Gates are catching up with Matt this year. And so another bid by John. We'll see if this year he pulls it out.
It's only a matter of time before Matt folds under the pressure of all these gates.
He does try to avoid him usually when he's out there on the slopes.
A skiing reference, for those who don't know.
I will say a point we missed in the news. We have half of our league is Pennsylvania, Penn State alumni, and Steelers fired Matt Canada. So congrats to those
Yeah,
fans.
congrats to the entire NFL for Matt Canada being fired.
Offensive football finally. Sorry to cut those.
No, you're goody. That is some big news.
Yeah. Penn State news always relevant on this podcast, even though I don't think I've ever seen a game. But let's get into next week. The Let's talk about you first, Kyle. It looks
Sure.
like you are playing. I don't know if we consider him your top rival, but you're playing Ducky, who was
He's a good guy.
your kind of the person you do the most coming into the league. I think it's fair to say. And what's going to go down here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if you have the scoreboard up. I think we're off to a good start. I think I got like 50 points as of right now.
Yep.
He's sitting at 15 somewhere. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I got a lot of good matchups, like I was saying earlier. I really do think my team is rounding into form right now. I don't know if I'm going to make the playoffs or not, but I definitely think as of right now and for the rest of the season, I have one of the 6 best teams in the league and probably should make the playoffs. So
Yeah,
hopefully they continue to perform this week.
you're not worried about Ducky and his San Laporta, as the announcers like to say. Often I think it's Greg Olson. I like to say
Greg Olson.
Laporta all the time.
Tick.
15 points, so
Yeah, I mean, he definitely got off to a good start. And yeah, he's got a great team too. I think he scored either the most points in the league or the second most points in the league. So his team can go off in any second. But
He was actually just texting me a couple days ago that his team was done. I'll have you know, because he lost Kenneth Walker, who it sounds like is not playing this week. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be long term, but he was lamenting the kind of woe is me sense of his poor team has to play Kareem Hunt in a starting spot. So
He's awfully dramatic.
agreed. And I mean, Puka in your flex is not. I mean, and Tank Dell took off. We'll see if those things were. I mean, if Tank is a flash in the pan, and maybe Puka is the thumb injury, will come back to haunt him. Although now that Cooper Kupp is out, maybe that trade wasn't such an optimal one for me.
There was some other news I think we missed. Tank Dell has now officially changed his name to Tank.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So he's not gonna be N Dell on the
It's
screen anymore?
Apparently no longer Nathaniel or Nathan Dell.
Wow.
It's official. So
Like they-
congratulations to him. Good job.
That's probably a couple $1,000 from
Yeah.
his game checks, help that out.
That's pretty funny. I didn't know he actually on that fast once he became famous. What about you, Shane? What is your I mean, this is a lose and you're out situation.
Yeah, but we all know what Matt's going to do here if I end up a few points behind Katie. Right, Matt? He's probably not listening. But just add a couple points to my total. We'll be fine. Jalen Waddle got off to a good start. Dolphins defense got their 99-yard pick six.
Mm-hmm.
That helps. Jack Campbell is bringing the vibes.
Bringing the vibes.
Maybe not the points.
3.5 points.
The vibes count for something.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of them. The team morale would just fall off a cliff.
Yeah, no, I like to ask everyone that's going up against Katie, how do you feel about going against the best punter in the league, Trust Way
Yeah.
being the best way?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job in their 35-point loss.
Mm.
Good for him.
Now, this is the rematch of the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
You did not come out on top in that game. What makes you think this time's gonna be different?
I have the power of the commissioner on my side to change the result.
He has a point here or there, but I mean, you've got Ty Chandler in your starting lineup. I don't think he's like, is he still the backup at this point, or is
We'll
he?
find out Monday. They're not going to give up that information.
I think it's possible that he's the third stringer. So
There's also a chance I don't have any other running backs to put in.
You got Damian Pierce.
Yeah,
We'll see if he
Damian
plays at all.
Pierce.
So
no, that's a tough situation. Snickers, you're also in a lose and you're out situation, which is starting to go a little more favorably. Well, you both have a very high point projection, 142 versus 146.
yeah, no, I had a lot of players play yesterday, and then Raheem Mostert just got 21 points, getting 2 touchdowns in the game. It's Friday afternoon here, but obviously Kenny has the Cowboys defense and Christian McCaffrey, who got another 2 touchdowns last night. So it is going to be pretty interesting coming Sunday and then into Monday, because I have Justin Fields, so I'm probably gonna be coming back Monday night to take the dub, I think.
Being in my situation, I'm definitely rooting for you, buddy.
I think most people above us are rooting for the underdog, so I'll take it.
Yeah, so it's kind of, I guess that is the right move. It is hard to tell at what points, who you're supposed to be rooting for, because like in your situation, you two have the same record, but you're both competing against the 6 and 5s,
right?
To hoping that those guys all fall off so you can catch up to them.
I am.
Yeah, well, you two both are. You're not really rooting against each other. Certainly, both of you aren't making the playoffs, but
Well,
I think we could. snuck Nate out. He's not
Right.
guaranteed
Nate,
yet.
what do you want to bet on that?
That you're both not both of you.
I have. What is this? Why do you have €2?
I have no idea why we have
counter.
€2 on my counter.
€2.50.
Well, you can put it all down if you want. I'll take it.
Me and Nick will both make the playoffs.
Wow,
And I'll
€2
bet €2.50.
was probably like €2.40 or
I think the 50 cents is in American dollars.
yeah. But no, yeah, I feel fairly confident in that, and I also feel fairly confident that I will make the playoffs. I just need one more win, and I'm in for sure. So,
This might not be this week.
if we take a look at my matchup, I have not had anyone play yet, but I am currently projected to be 24 points over Mr. Adams.
Yeah, he
So-
did have a couple duds, it looks like, unfortunately.
Yeah, Brock Purdy was just okay. DK Metcalf has been bad this year. Terry McLaurin's been bad, and yeah, so far, I mean, he hasn't had any of his best players play, but
You haven't had any of your players play.
I haven't had any of my players play. And Jordan Stout is just a firecracker waiting to be lit. He's been scoring like 2 points every week, but he's capable of like 50.
Twist and stout.
Against the Chargers defense, I don't know if he's gonna be punting at all. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, yeah, hard to say, but these games always surprise you. That's why we watch. Now to take a quick look at the free agent. It was a very quiet week. It was you spent $8. No one else did anything.
I did notice that, and I felt very embarrassed by that everyone quit on the season right now. But I figured I needed to get Isaiah Likely having Mark Andrews go out last week, and wanted to get a better defense. Then I think forget who I had last week. Chargers against the Jets. So Chargers were not projected any points anymore this
No
week.
faith
So
in Tommy DeVito, huh?
Patriots or Giants defense would have been a good play this week, but I'd take the hometown against the Giants. I still hope that the Patriots win. So
Yeah, I actually picked up the Patriots in a different league, and I think it's really just that this week I had a couple of pickups. Fired my kicker because the Jets just don't kick. Well, I don't know how Zerline did, but I fired him.
he did miss an extra point about an hour ago.
So, but I just picked up people the day after waivers ran because I didn't think there'd be a lot of competition. But now if we look into the real NFL games going on this week, what games are you guys looking towards?
I know you, Snickers, just said you hope the Pats win, but I think this is our Super Bowl, baby. And this is a must-watch game here. If you're in tank territory like I've been for probably the past couple of years now, then this is the big game. You know,
Yeah.
if we find a way to lose this one. Number one pick, here we come.
Yep, looks like they're going to run Mac Jones back out there. More
Oh, yeah.
reports. They did nothing over the bye week. There was one padded practice that was more of a walkthrough. And they're just going to keep going as they've been going, which means they probably will lose.
I mean, the Patriots have to lose if they're trying to get the number 1, number 2 pick here. These Giants have definitely an easier schedule, so they still have a couple more, easy teams to play
I
here.
will say it did take 6 turnovers from Washington last week for the Giants to win, and they still almost lost that game.
Yeah.
But I think we can do it. I think the Pats can do it.
I would put money on that. We're going to have less than 6 turnovers, but we'll see how it goes.
Might also have less than 6 points.
Yeah, that's true. 6-0 game. Here we go.
Yeah, no, I just can't watch the Pats this year. Even if I'm like, yeah, tanking is best for them, it's not fun to watch that. So I'm probably gonna be tuning in to. Luckily they're 1 o'clock slot, so plenty of their choices. Jaguars Texans all of a sudden is a super interesting game. Probably tuning in there.
Yeah, no, Jaguars Texans. We said 3 years ago that's going to be the most interesting game of the week. Then I think a lot of people would look at you pretty crazy, but they got 2 of the best young quarterbacks in the league. They got 2 of the best young teams in the league that have a decent chance to both make the playoffs here. And if Texans win, they go into first place in the NFC South.
Yeah. What about you, Shane?
I mean, the Bills Eagles is kind of the traditional
The Whopper.
best game of the week, but Rams Cardinals is a feisty game.
Cardinals are projected to win that
Yeah,
game.
it's
I hope they
some
do.
bad teams that are still been playing hard, so it's always kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, the Raven Chargers also, I think, 2 potential playoff teams. Brown Broncos all of a sudden are about 2 teams trying to make the playoffs. Who kind of everyone doesn't. I don't think of them as good teams, but here they are.
No,
At roughly
they
500.
aren't good teams, but they're here. So
Yeah. Anything else you guys have to add today before we let everyone go?
Who would win in a real battle, a Patriot or a Giant?
Giant.
Well,
What about
the
it?
Patriot has a gun.
Are there any giant Patriots?
Yeah, if we have a
Do
giant
we have any
Patriot, then
tall-
obviously
tall
they would win. But if we're talking about just, I'm thinking of big ogre, like 40 feet tall, and then if Patriots have to reload their muskets every shot, and
If they got
see how it
bayonets.
goes. Yeah,
It depends. Is this like a Hagrid giant or like a I don't know.
I'm thinking real tall, not like way more than 7 feet.
And I add that I think the I think the British were the metaphoric giants in the American Revolution.
Oh, like a David and Goliath.
Yeah,
thing.
and the Patriots beat them.
What was tough was that they had more than 53 giant or Patriots on their side.
But it'd be fun moving forward here. But signing off. Thanks for jumping on here, guys. Thanks, Caitlin.
Yeah, we'll see you all next week.
See you guys.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.